back to school reset. The holidays get it done. Pa-la-la. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me welcome a great team that are really ready to share with us, especially on this topic. Welcome with me, Mr. Owen Mwesigye, who's very familiar, and really when we talk about screen time, he's the right person. Together with Mrs. Esther Kyazze, who will have time to introduce herself. Very timely. God bless you as you follow this. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Very delighted to have you on the show.
Very happy to.
Happy to see you, Esther. I've been looking forward.
Thank you very much. I'm also very glad to come to Family TV. It's my first time to come here, but I'm very delighted.
Feel at home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you please introduce yourself to the
My name is Esther Kyazze Segawa. I'm a counselling psychologist, and I work with Betalife Therapy. And we do handle very many health issues, mental issues. That's things to do with depression, things to do with stress, things to do with schizophrenia, anything related to mental health. We do handle that, and we also do things like couple therapy. We do counsel adolescents, teenagers, basically everything around counseling. We do handle that, and when it comes to academics, we also do career and guidance for students. Then we also have those that are transitioning probably from one stage to another, helping them leap into the next stage. So we also do handle that. We basically move with individuals to make sure that their emotional health is well, their mental health is well. Basically, the wholesome person and their mental well-being is our responsibility at Betalife.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Very happy to meet you, especially in a generation that is full of mental health, depression, and stuff like that. So we are really happy to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mwesigye, would you like to introduce yourself to the viewer, even if they know you? Still,
there could be new viewers out there, and it's been a while, almost a year. Family TV is home for me, and basically it's joy being here. For those who are new, I'm Owen Mwesigye. I'm a digital citizenship consultant at Redwall Ltd. And basically what we do is work with schools, families, institutions to make sure we model responsible and safe digital culture within the environment we work in. Well knowing that our children now live in two worlds, the physical world and the online world. And the physical is more regulated. That's why when you're going to take your child to school, you first go and see, is the school okay? How is the dormitory? Do they have nice curriculum? Do they have a pitch where kids can play? Is it safe? What's the culture there? However, the digital world, which is new to most of us, it's an open world. You find whatever you want. So, and it's very unregulated because no one literally owns it. Everyone is a content creator, put it that way. And the sad bit is that we are taking it as though most parents, including me and others in here and out there, we look at this online world like it's a new thing, it's okay, let it kill time for our children. But literally, the same way we're molding in the physical world how they behave is the same way we need to see how do we deal with the online world. So Redwall comes in, works with different stakeholders. Family TV, this is something we've done here before when they launched the Safe Screen, Safe Kids campaign, something related to that. And our idea is that can we model responsible, safe, and a resilient generation of digital citizens? Because if we don't do that, then those who are going to be working in banks, wherever, they won't understand why it's important to have cybersecurity, for example. Information that flows, no one would know whether this is correct information or wrong information with AI, deepfake. So we come in to model a culture that is more responsible and safe well knowing that technology is not the problem. It's irresponsible use of the technology.
I really appreciate that. It's not the problem. The problem is how we use it or what we use it for. Well, thank you very much, Owen. Delighted to have you on the show. Straight to Esther.
Yes.
And I've actually been looking forward to a psychologist and stuff like that to ask this very question.
Yes.
Often we hear people say, everyone is mad. The only difference is in the magnitude of madness and stuff like that. Is that true, or what really would you say to clear the air?
It is actually the magnitude, but you know, it also depends on the environment and the surroundings. But maybe the world would have been a better place if we have all the resources that we need, you know, to help us become better people. But then if we don't have, then that is where you find that the magnitudes actually differ, depending on where I come from, where you come from, even the upbringing itself. Yeah, but to a certain degree, everyone is, you know, there is that candid. Yes, but it's because of the different environments that we're all raised in, and the magnitude is, yeah.
There is a lecturer at campus who is telling us that every person has 10 seconds of madness in them. So it's up to you to see whether to grow that 10 seconds to 10 minutes or 10 hours, basing on your habits, daily habits, or to literally keep it low. But everyone has those little 10 seconds where madness spikes in.
Yeah, and you know, with the culture, the religion and everything, all those come in to help someone, you know, kind of control. You know, because if I'm a Christian, you know, you're a Christian, there are things you'll not be able to do. So there are things that society puts into us and they shape us, and probably we become better people and learn how to control us. The self-control bit of it, you know, the fruits of the spirit and everything. Yeah, so.
Thank you very much. Straight to our first question. In your view, how do we know a child is truly ready to return to school beyond having books and school fees?
That would be a little bit very hard, because unless a parent sits down with their child and actually ascertains and goes through a certain series of things with this child, because when we say ready, there is the mental bit of it, there is the emotional bit of it. You know, am I ready for school? Maybe the shopping has already been done, but mentally this child might not yet be prepared for school. And maybe for that, for the parents that are listening in, the best, no one wants to know, I'm going to the salon to plait my hair, I'm going to do ABC, you know. So they literally let their guard down. Now it means a parent needs to sit down and help this child, you know, restart, speak with them, prepare them, ask them, you know, have this conversation with them. Okay, now that school is going to start, what are your plans? What are your goals? Where do you want to see yourself? Now you've gone into senior 5, or you're going into senior 3. You're going into senior 4. What do you want? You know, it's basically preparing a child, you know, and even the routine itself, setting up the routine. If you want to get a child ready for school, the routine itself. Maybe during this long holiday, they've been waking up at 9, at 11. But can there be a routine where a parent is going to say, my dear, don't you think you should start waking up a little bit early? You know, so that they can try to fit into the system.
That's correct.
You know, morning preps come at around, the siren rings at around 4 or 5. But of course, you'll not ring a siren at home. But at least start preparing a child and tell them, you know what, you should at least be up by 7. You know, put systems to get them ready. Where's your holiday package? Is it done? Can I go through? You know, things like that help a child. And even the time management bit of it. By this time, maybe you need to be done by these chores, so that you can sit and at least read a book or do something. You're basically preparing them. So by we saying that, are they ready for school, means a parent needs to sit down with their child and actually take them through this process. And also get to familiarize themselves with the school. You know, there are times the term used to end and would be like, I'm not going back to that school because of ABC. So now in this readiness bit of it is where a parent actually gets those thoughts from a child. How was last term? What happened? You know, just in case there are any negative kind of things. I'll be honest with you, my son recently told me, Mommy, is there a chance for me to change school? And I was like, sit here and we talk. What is it? What happened? And it was all about, you see, at the canteen, when you go to the canteen, we were being pushed to get this and this. So I had to help him, let him know that, you know what, you also need to be patient. If probably the senior fives are taller than you, they come and they want, you need to find a way of fitting in. So our kids will always tell us some of these things, but how can we help them build their resilience, the perseverance bit of it? So when you talk about children being ready for school, it means the parent needs to sit down with the child. It begins with the parent. Have these conversations. Let it unfold bit by bit. Now the holiday is over. Now you're going into school. It's 3 weeks to school. What are your plans? Get to know their thoughts. In fact, it helps you very much as a parent to get to know their thoughts. There are very many things you're going to learn. And also as a parent, you would also want to go through the circulars themselves. And you as a parent also get ready for the school. Get to know the different days of the school. Maybe video will be here, and also get the family to be ready for the video and visit this particular child. So when we talk about readiness, I think it is 2 in 1. The parent and the child. But the parent needs to sit down with their child and discuss these things over. Make a routine, go through their work. Get interested into their lives and get to know exactly what happens at school. Yes, you're mentally preparing them. Yes.
Wow, thank you very much, Esther. And I'll get back to you. Let me first pick it up from Owen. Please give us your take on this.
To me, it starts with the idea that we have 2 words here. There's what a holiday means to a child and what a school means to a child. She talked of routines. To most children, holiday time is freedom. It's less supervision, it's more screen time, it's phones in their hands, it's TikTok, it's entertainment, Christmas time, visiting. Literally, there's nothing as much as structured approach that we see in schools. And when you look at the school environment, everything literally follows a certain specific routine. Wake up early, dress up, by this time you need to be at parade. So everything is structured, so it's formal. So you're dealing with a child who is coming from a whole horizon of freedom to going back into structure and routine. Now, I'll put it in perspective. I'm going to just get an example of watching. An average teenager during holiday watches around 8 hours. Of TV, of screen time, could be phone, TV, anything. And they usually say, research says that when it comes to gaming, it can go to 14 hours during holiday if it's not supervised. So this long holiday, we've had about 74 days. Now, assume, I'm going to put it even lower, your child has been watching 6 hours a day of screen time. Multiplied by 74, you'll get around 444 hours of non-stop watching. If I squeeze them to routine, to make it even easier, it becomes around 18.5 days and nights of constant watching. Now, if I bring it to only daytime, it becomes almost a month plus. Those are around 37 days of watching and screen time. Which means that half of their time in the holiday has been consumed by screens. And what comes into my mind is, how does this trigger your mind, reconfigure your mind? When I'm in a holiday as a child, and when I have to go back to a structured routine culture. And the shock is that most of the parents out there don't supervise screen consumption or digital consumption. I remember there's a time when we went to school for a safe screen talk, and I asked them, it was towards holidays, and asked the children, what is that you're looking up to? Everyone, my favorite cartoon, everyone, basically they were looking up to getting these gadgets in their phones. And then I asked them, where do you usually watch these screens from? Better half in their bedrooms, because their parents have bought them fancy phones, they have internet, and they do that. And in my head, I asked myself, how many parents literally know what, if I ask them right now, when they're seated with their children, how many of them know what these children have been watching or consuming or using? And in this side, it's two-way. There is a passive consumption and there is a constructive, basically. Where you're looking at, I'm using screens for learning skills, learning new games, is it graphics, I'm learning research or doing homework. But there is largely on the other side where there is TikTok, entertainment, short reels. All this is rewiring their brains to think differently. And we can, later on, we shall go into that bit of what brain rewiring happens when children live in a structured and routine and supervised environment. So to me, when you talk of our children ready, the question would be, have we, the guardians or parents, prepared our kids to shift gradually? Remembering that our children are not machines that you just reset.
Switch off.
Like today is a Thursday. On Sunday, some schools are going back. On Monday, they are going. Question is, like you said, if I've been waking up at 11 a.m., now you're going to make me wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Is my mind ready? So it's about the adjusting from the environment of holiday mode to school mode. And it can't be done in a rush. It must be systematic because these are young kids. Their brains are so soft. So they must be worked in a gradual step so that we can rewire their brains. And much better if this discussion was had at the beginning of the holiday. Because we know these kids are going to be studying for almost 14 years. Question is, how do we manage this throughout? So I don't know to you, the parent out there, whether your child is ready to not think about TikTok while in class. Remember, when I'm exposed to TikTok, these are short reels. My attention span has, gone shorter from 40 minutes, 60 minutes of classroom per lesson to 3 seconds, 5 seconds of TikTok. My mind has shifted from where I have to write for 2 months to be given my marks to instant gratification because I will post my TikTok video, people will share it, it will trend, it will be everything. So there is a whole, we need to look and discuss what is it like in a holiday mode in your home and how is it like in most schools. For schools it's general, we know what happens there. But what happens in different homes is totally different. Some have embraced a culture of making sure that the routine is not highly distorted and more legit. Yes, you relax, but how do you do it? For screen, most of us, we are still working. We don't know what is happening at home. Perhaps our kids are with our maids. We don't even know whether the whole day they are watching or they're not watching. So it goes back to comparing the two worlds and then asking ourselves, even you as a parent, are you ready? Because the burden will be on you. Make sure that you start thinking, how do I deal with this kid who has been watching all night and now has going to a classroom?
I think now you can give the viewer practical ways because what you're saying is actually quite true. People have been on TikTok, Reels, and their concentration span has honestly changed because I think just of recent I was discussing with my kid. And she said, what? Like, as in be fast. I want to know what you know, don't take me through corners. So, and I know that is what is happening out there. So what are the practical ways for us to really help our children to be ready mentally? We know all the facts that maybe parents are quite busy, they are with their maids, but what can we do now? Now that we are already in that, how can we help?
You see, Bwenje, you can't measure, you can't manage what you can't measure. And you cannot guide what you cannot, invest time and be intentional at knowing what your kids are doing while you're not at home and they're in the holidays. To me, it starts from the idea that most of us as guardians, we take our responsibility as first hand to be intentional and to be within the lives of our children, whether it's holiday, whether it's school. That's why I gave you an example. While you're going to choose a school, what do?
You go check out the school.
Go check out the school, check out the environment, even visit the dormitory, go to their toilets, latrines, are they clean? make sure you go to the classrooms. How many are there in the classrooms? If it's too congested, a parent saying, I can't take my kid in such a congested school, you're looking for quality. But here you are, when holiday comes, you get internet, load it to your phone, give your kids to go to unsupervised and controlled environment. So this is something that we're going to ask later on. How do we reset?
Okay.
Yes.
We will do that after the break. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Viewer, let's take a quick break. The show returns in just a bit. Please don't change the station. Welcome back from that short break. I know you are enjoying it. I know we would have brought this topic earlier at the beginning of the holiday, but yeah, we are here. I'm still with Owen and Esther. Before we went off for the break, they were actually telling us facts. And what really caught my attention is that as parents, we are also struggling with screen time, always on the phone. And how can you actually give what you do not have? If you yourself, you're struggling with phones, TVs, how can we be able to help our children? But they are here to really help us and walk a journey with us. Ladies and gentlemen, join me, welcome them once again. Delighted to have you once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe we will start from that, and I'll begin with you, Esther. How can you help parents? Because really, it's a serious thing. We are also struggling with screens and all that. And we are here being told that we are the ones supposed to help the children. So how do we do it?
The very first thing is when it comes to screen time, we parents need to be role models. I mean, how you as a parent, how do you use your phone? What times? Do you ever, do we have family time as a family? You know, that together time where we sit down and chat, probably dinner, But you find families where people are having dinner but everyone is on their phone. There is nothing like communication. So it starts with the parents. We also need to learn how to use these phones and in which times. A very good example, I have a friend of mine who normally says, during morning hours to lunchtime, you can't get me on the phone. Why? Because I'm training my mind on how best to give priority to other areas in my life. So maybe as parents, we need to copy in. Can you have a specific time for the phone? And can you have a specific time for the children? Because you don't give them attention, but you're on your phone, and they're also copying that. So maybe we as parents need to know that we're living for our children. And what is it that we do? They copy. They copy everything that we do. So it begins with the parents. Can we please be role models? How and what times do we use the phones? Can we put our phones away during probably dinner time, during those times where we're talking to our children, because our children also need that focused attention. So as a way of helping our kids also, and also trying to understand them more and learn and get into their thought processes, their mental, we need to put the phones away as parents. In as much as lots on this phone that are very addictive. Now just look at a brain of a young child. If certain things are addictive to me as an adult, then how about to a child? It means that as an adult, I need to help this child, but how? By modeling the right behaviors when it comes to screen time. Yes.
Wow, thank you. Owen?
Recently, a parent told me a story. So during holiday, they organized a trip with their children, and one of the kids, the girl, loves the phone. So the entire trip right from home to wherever they are going for holiday, there were exciting things, so many. These kids remain, this is around 12-year, 13-year-old, on their phone. And I later on asked this, was like, don't you realize that that's a problem? For a young child with other kids around them in a playful environment, but they choose to be on the phone. You've spiked to addiction. So, key thing is screen time audit. To me, it's very important. Time, using time well, is an act of worship. Because there's one who gave us hours while on earth. And when we plan for this time, right, we are literally saying, God, thank you for this time, and I'm productively using it. And when we talk of screen time audit, we are simply saying in the simple terms, count the hours you spend on screens, find out and check what content you yourself as a parent and then your child are consuming. The third bit is check the conduct. How is this content influencing your life? Could be a mindset shift, could be a desire for instant gratification I was talking about, could be about acting like your real role models, because like I said, it's not about parental guidance, now it's screen guidance. Screens are guiding people. Their role models are in America and you're here. So then you go to, when you found out, then you ask yourself, are there habits that have come up in my child or within myself as a parent? I'll give a simple example. If you find that you can't drive 1 kilometer without checking your phone, even when it hasn't buzzed or it has someone is calling, then you need to ask yourself, you've already reached where the phone technology is controlling you. So now, in that audit, you be intentional and say, if my child is going to have 2 hours of screen time, 1 hour is for research and this, and I don't mind entertainment as long as it's controlled. If my child is going to have 6 hours, what are they using these 6 hours for? And do you know how you do that? You become a friend to your child. Have normal conversation. You're not spying on them. You're not punishing them. You're simply saying, I want you to be responsible while consuming this digital content, while you're busy crawling on social media with billions of followers from different worlds, different cultures. I want to be intentional. I want to walk this journey with you. Now, the same way you walk the journey of schooling, you choose the school, find out, like we said, also be intentional, come back and say, you're my child, I want to be in your digital life, your experience, what do you watch, what do you like, what's your favorite cartoon? Go back behind those, ask yourself, is this cartoon good? Because now not all content is right. So, once you've done that audit and you've understood that my child takes this time online, these are their social media accounts, if at all they need them, because we are seeing our countries like Australia that are saying that for a kid to be on social media, you must be 16 years and above. And if tech companies don't do it, tough penalties. This is Australia. It has enjoyed this digital world more than us. UK, which has been most liberal, they are coming to say we need to withdraw these handheld gadgets from school. Now, if these nations that have gone strides and years ahead of us in technology are realizing the danger that comes with it, then how about us? And then that reminds me of what a certain teacher told me, that while kids are at school, we try our best. But when they go back home, parents disappoint us. So that slow bit of structure. And if you're a teacher out there, also there's a possibility to understand that these kids are in a holiday mode. When they are coming back to school, you're over-adjusting. Their minds need to be reconfigured slowly but intentional. From where they are saying that I need internet, it's there. I'm playing Candy Crush every after level, they give me rewards, I go to the next level, it's instant. Their mind is reconfigured. While you're at school and you're looking at hours of concentration, for them they're looking at 30 seconds of TikTok video. So concentration cannot be the same. When you're looking at waking up early for school, they are looking at sleeping for hours and hours because the whole night they were playing God knows what. When you're looking at intentional and controlled relationships with peers, here they are on TikTok where everyone is abusing anyone and they don't know that. So we need to know that as kids go to school, both parents which have not been doing the intentional supervision and controlling of the routines within their homes, the teachers need to understand that the child's brain is not a slot machine where you put in whatever you put in and get what you want. How can they work? For example, I'll give an example. If your child has spent 2 months without doing homework, and you as a parent, you never even introduced a journey of, for example, 3 weeks to the school, you must start reading physical books instead of online books. You must start waking up early. You must start, for example, knowing that sleep time is exactly at 8, not at whatever hour you want. Now, you're going to deal with a kid who is going to be going to school, sleeping all day, and the teacher won't understand that, will be beating this kid, anxiety levels go high, depression comes in, mental health issues come in here, because you're doing a sharp shift from a holiday mode that most parents who are not intentional don't control, and you're taking a strict structured routine in a school. So a teacher out there needs to understand that beyond teaching, I need to be a guardian, do guidance. Accept there are kids who will adjust fast, there are kids who will take time to wake up. But does it mean that you'll have to carry your load, that every time they are late you're beating and whipping, and before you know it you're adding salt into the wound? So there is need for that gradual process as teachers welcome these kids back to school. Must also understand they need time to adjust. Let it not be instant like a shock, because it's going to shock their mind rewiring that has happened for 74 days of you don't know what these kids have been doing. So that is one other call, because you're looking at only a parent, but here we are already past phase of the holiday. So you're wondering, what best can I do in these 4 days? Literally, I can guarantee you there's nothing you can do in these 4 days that is going to change habits that have been a product of 2 months of doing unsupervised. It could have started earlier. So now me and this very show will take the bit to the other person who is receiving the baton and say, teachers, headmasters, headmistresses, matrons, any caretaker in the school environment, guide these kids to have what I would call a slow reset. They've had their brains rewired with all kinds of things throughout the holiday. Now we need to have a program. And I think it should be it should be within the policies of schools. How do we handle kids when they're coming back from school? And every teacher is the transition level. How do we handle it? Because while you're pushing, wake up early, you're supposed to be on time for break. This kid has not been taking breakfast. I know kids who have told me, Owen, we don't even eat lunch because we want to finish our series. A series is 24 series episodes, and I need to watch it before my father comes back in 2 days. They are done with 4-6 series, seasons of a series. Now, I'll give you an example personally. I used to love watching. There's a time I watched, after campus, I watched, it was, I can't remember the real title, but I watched over 4 seasons in a week. And these are 4 seasons of 20-something episodes. What that meant is I could not even think of getting hungry. And another thing you have to think about, postures. When I'm having 18 days or 6 hours of watching, how am I seated?
You're lying in a chair.
You're lying in a chair, your back issues are going to come shocking our parents. You find a 14-year-old needs a stick to walk. Reason? While you're busy thinking your kids are asleep, they were actually doing gaming and they're watching. And kids are smarter than us. They hide these things. So my call is that we must understand that these routines from 2 environments must be handled with a proper transition. Because what happens is schools are going to see highly mentally disturbed kids, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of struggling. Kids, for example, I'll give an example. When I'm looking at a lecture or a class taking 60 minutes, and I'm used to watching in 60 minutes, watching 20 TikToks videos, I find class boring. So what that means that in an environment where technology is not supervised and controlled in our daily lives, then it competes with other important things like school culture that doesn't give that instant gratification, that needs long attention spans. And what that means that kids start, why am I studying? In any case, I'm seeing Peng reaching Dubai everywhere. Do I need to go to school? Because if Peng is everywhere and is earning money and they're billionaires, what's the purpose of this? Let me go be a content creator. Open my YouTube account, open my TikTok account, before you know it. But the question is, which economy can be sustained by TikTokers? And how many are earning money from TikTok content?
All right.
Real money.
Thank you very much. I know you're so passionate about this, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, colleague Esther. Now, some parents really are honest and they say we are actually illiterate. This digital time has found us here. Some things we do not understand. Our children know how to hide things from us and all those things. So really, how can you help? Really, what's your advice to the parents out there? They don't know how to help because they do not know. And also, their children really, they have failed them. Maybe parents they feel they have failed them. The children have failed them because they're already addicted. The parents have not been there to really help them. Now the children are addicted. How can you actually advise them to help their children to get back to? Is it actually possible for them to come back?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It is. When it comes to addiction, now the very number one thing that a parent has to do is probably consult a counselor or a therapist for a child to go through this series, to try and handle the addiction bit of it. But again, I want to go back to the home where this child is. Why don't we have programs in our homes for our children? When I look at the Chinese, I know parents will say, see China. See China. But this is the truth. If we do not introduce skills in the lives of our children, then the phone is the only solution. I'll give you an example. If I normally see these on there are very many advertisements that come, soap making machine, Vaseline making, workshops and everything. Can we engage our children in being more innovative? You know, if it is at home, what can a child do from home that can actually help them earn money? And also teach our children that it is not a matter of me getting money there and then, that instant gratification. You know, I have the likes, I have the what, YouTube pays, you know, things like that. But the whole reality is, if you want to work, if you want to earn, then you have to work. I think it goes back home. Charity begins at home. Can we train our kids to learn how to work? How? Can we have these skills at home? Can we have that kind of structured environment where the administrative bit of it, where kids know that when I wake up in the morning, this is my responsibility and not the maid? If possible, let even the maid go away during these long holidays so that the kids can learn how to handle matters in the home. I'm done with my chores. If it's a girl, maybe I need to beat something. There are very many things on the internet. The digital world is not bad, but the usage. Maybe also train our kids on, instead of you texting and you're obsessed with that cowboy, can you use this gadget to do, you know, those how-tos, how to crochet, how to what? Can you teach yourself that? Can they learn how to use IT in the best way possible? You know, can they learn how to plait hair? Recently I was talking to someone who was telling me in Canada, can you teach your child how to plait? And I was like, why should I train my child how to plait hair? And she was telling me, my dear, that is cash. That is money in these countries. So we parents need to know that we do not know where our children are going to be, or whether we're going to be in their lives in the times to come. The best that we can do, instead of exposing screen time and everything, can we put things that they can learn in our homes? Parents can afford to buy soap making machines. They can afford to buy shoemaking machines for the guys. They can afford to buy these things. They can afford to do buy machines to do with carpentry. You know, for these kids to learn that if I'm to earn in life, then I have to work. I do believe that is where we have to go. In as much as the phone is there, monitoring and doing the audit bit of it of the times when I need to use the phone, can these skills be in the home? And can these machines be in the homes or gadgets for us our kids to learn how to you know, to get the different skills? And then also monitor. You know, I'll give you an example. When we're in COVID, we first watched TV with my kids for a period of about 1 month. Now we're like, another lockdown is coming. We had all gained weight and we're like, we watched TV and movies. So we had a meeting. And we were like, you people, are we going to watch TV the whole of the lockdown? And we were like, no, we need to be realistic. We need to be intentional. So we decided, TV we'll be watching at 5. You understand? So we agreed. I'm telling you that I think it helped me condition their brains. Even up to this day, when I'm not at home, it is very hard for them to switch on TV until at maybe about 4:30 or 5. Then with the phone, still there is supervision. So I do believe that if we as parents supervise in our homes, yes, the phones are there, my kids have phones, but we agree. And I tell them, now since you're in vacation, can you use the phone to look for some crochet, look for some, you know, add something onto yourself, you know? So I think as parents, let's go back into the old, you know, but I think it used to help a lot. It helped children become more innovative, more creative, you know. They explore and they learn, other than spending most of the time on screens. You know, they kind of even relax and they expect you to bring everything to them. Even when that instant gratification, mommy, this, I want money for this. They know it's automatic, you're going to give them the money. But here, I'm training the child that for you to have money, you need to do something. Do something with your hands. There's a skill that you need to put in your brain. In as much as we pay fees for you, you go to school. But there is that skill that you need to have in your head. I know how to weave, I know how to crochet, I can make some shoes, you know? I do believe that will be very helpful.
All right, thank you very much, Esther. Our time is running so quick. We just have 5 minutes to close. Give us your parting shots and then we close.
Just something little to Esther. The go back to school reset. Just a few, I'll just run through them. Gradually reduce screen time hours. if you know that holiday is ending in one month time, if they've been watching 6 hours, be intentional, reduce. By the time they go to school, let it be at around 1 or 2. Secondly, restore sleep schedules. Be intentional to make sure that if they've been sleeping for long hours at the beginning of school because they need to rest, as they go back to school, start making sure that the sleep schedules realign to what would be expected during the school time. Introduce reading time, off-screen physical things. If they have been using Kindles, wherever, can they go to physical work, books and whatever, so that they get used to what they're going to be doing at school. Encourage outdoor play, what he was saying. I usually say that buying a good smartphone is more expensive than putting swings and board games in your home. Later you can use even a quarter of the money that you buy a good phone. And these are the same games that you're saying your kids should read. Then set device curfews. It's very okay to set rules in your home. You're the man, you're the woman of your home, not the kids to start parenting you. So set rules and say, I just want 2 hours of my kids and let them follow it. But even in the 2 hours, make sure that you're intentional and you're in them. Then talk about emotions. One thing you have to know that these kids, whatever they're watching is rewiring their brain. The same way you peer pressure. You used to tell us peer pressure is bad. Now there's enough pressure, peer pressure, from how they view social proofing, how they look at their bodies. The young girl out there might not even understand that a face without an artificial filter is actually a normal face. You're going to find issues with old women, ladies who don't appreciate their natural beauty because literally what trends is what they see online, literally artificial. And then the other bit as we close is that you parents need to understand that we have two worlds, and I will repeat this over and over. The physical and the online. And all these two worlds influence habits, culture, and how we view the world. So if we don't be intentional to manage the online world as we do with the physical world, then literally tomorrow, digital world doesn't forget. Literally what I post today, the video, the photo, the whatever's, in the next 20 years, this will be the CV for me. Universities are going to check, embassies are going to check as you're looking for a visa, schools are going to check. Your employers are going to check what is on your social media platform. So literally what you put is your CV. So we need to handle it with care. And my closing bit is that dear parents out there, holidays shouldn't be that part where we let our guards down. No, we need to continue being intentional at parenting during holidays, but more so also to the school stakeholders, teachers, administrators, matrons. Understand that these kids are coming from a less structured environment. As they come into your school, try and be very intentional.
Thank you. Our time is really spent. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Owen. It is a very good night. See you again next Thursday. God bless you.